Hello, dear friends. Thank you for supporting this Prenatal Sciences Global Congress by being here, making this a choice of yours, despite how busy you are and how many other interesting projects you are involved in. Today, the day is devoted to future perspectives. Thus, it is very important to reflect on the lessons learned, hopefully, from the five most significant mass extinctions on Earth. We know that lessons not learned repeat, giving us the opportunity to discover the gems of wisdom that lie in them. What I'm going to present is not a complete and exhaustive analysis, because the more you look at the facts, the events, and the consequences or the impact, the more you discover. So I have chosen, and I am focusing on specific patterns, specific understandings from a vast ocean of wisdom that is involved when one reflects on the many billions of life existence. So, history in brief, first of all. Life is at least 3.5 billion years old. It's an old life. And the species during these many billions of years have come and have gone. This is a natural thing. The prevailing conditions at its time tell us about the progress of life. We would say more or less that what was and what is puts the foundation of what will become. As a metaphor about our life and our experience, we could say that our future depends on the conditions that now exist on the planet and the past that led to the present. Early life forms flourished during the Cambrian explosion that happened 540 million years ago. Still a small percentage of the 3.5 billion years that life has been present. It took a lot of time for early life forms to exist, to present on Earth. And when we say mass extinction, which has repeatedly happened, we mean that 50% at least of all the species die out in a relatively short time. So, what are or were the 5 most significant extinctions on Earth? The first one was at the end of the Silurian period, and it is known as Ordovician Silurian extinction. At that time, life was still in the water mainly. And that was 440 million years ago. The main event was global cooling, intense glaciation, and the small marine organisms died out. The second came 365 million years ago, a difference of about a little less than 100 million years from the first. It is known as the Novian extinction, and it was mainly caused because of volcanic activity, massive volcanic eruptions. Many tropical marine species went extinct. Then, again with a difference or a break of almost 100 million years, and actually 250 million years ago, we experienced the Permian-Triassic extinction, again caused because of the volcanic activity. It affected a range of species, including many vertebrates. Very soon after that, but with a difference of about 40 million years, actually 210 million years ago, we experienced Triassic-Jurassic extinction, again caused by massive eruptions of volcanoes, and we witnessed the extinction of other vertebrate species on land, which allowed dinosaurs to flourish. Finally, 65 million years ago, we witnessed the Cretaceous Tertiary extinction, KT as usually called for short, which wiped out Nonivian dinosaurs, 50% of plants, and 50% of animals. But we are alive. And if we look around, this planet is thriving. Lots of plants, lots of marine species, air species, land species, mammals. Life is a celebration. Why? In short, extinction opens up opportunities for new species to emerge. We could say that most or if not all, except one, of the extinctions were due to changes on the planet. There is only one, the Cretaceous extinction, which was caused because of an asteroid impact, which hit Earth. That was Chicxulub asteroid, and which caused a shutdown of photosynthesis for years, and created or led to decades of global cooling. Anything that couldn't shelter from the cold or could not find food in the darkness, which was most species, perished. What was that? 90% of all species. 300,000 years later, animals, birds, fish rapidly recovered and radiated. New species appeared. So, what causes mass extinctions? Mainly, we could say, it is the continuous change that is a part of our experience in life, not only human experience, no, just that life experience. Everything changes, so it is change by itself that can cause extinction, which, because change continues to act, is followed by creation, by diversity or more life. This is one, change by itself. Second is relationships. And when I say relationships, we could say it is the relationship between the asteroid and the impact of this meeting with the planet, or the relationship of its species with the environment. So, change and relational parameters, factors are found behind extinction. Why is it important to learn from extinction? Why is it important to study extinction? Well, because studying extinction, we find clues about, one, the evolution of life on Earth. Second, the effects of extreme changes in our planet's atmosphere. And three, and most important, how life finds ways to rebound. So actually, studying extinction, we learn about creation. And this does not apply only to life on the planet. This applies on our everyday life as human beings, our personal life. Studying extinction, we find some very specific patterns. So what are they? Pattern one is periodicity. Extinction is part of life. Life repeats in cycles. According to some scientists, perhaps these cycles emerge every 26 million years. That could be shorter. Some other scientists put it to some thousands of years. But pattern one is periodicity. What came will come again. What comes will come again. Second pattern, all species are vulnerable to extinction. There are no species that are more vulnerable than others. Sometimes it is small species that are more vulnerable. Some other times it is big species that are vulnerable. Sometimes it is the species that thrive in darkness that are vulnerable, and sometimes the species that thrive in light that are vulnerable. So the important thing here is that vulnerability is part of life. and it affects all of us. Bring that to our present life as human beings living our own life. Pattern 3. Origin or birth and death are interlinked. The average lifespan of a species from origin to death is between 1 and 5 million years. No matter how long, one is for sure. Once we get out there or out here, we are destined to disappear as well. Pattern 4. This is the pattern of recovery and diversification. Perhaps it's two patterns in one. Actually, what we see is that there is no such thing as extinction. There is no such thing as death. Life always finds ways to thrive. After mass extinction, actually, there is recovery, automatically, we could say, and what is even more interesting, the new recovery is the new condition after recovery shows a more diversified way of existence. We would say that we always move up and forwards, like at birth. The way out for birthing is up and forward. Pattern 5, there is evolutionary innovation. This is very important because innovation may increase the number of species that can coexist because it allows species to move into new niches instead of fighting over the old ones. Coexistence strengthens life. Pattern 6, there is a creative destruction. When things are at their worst, it is precisely the time when the opportunity is the greatest. Or in other words, don't have any fear in front of destruction. No fear of death, just trust in birth. We could say in discussion that we should learn that life always recovered and went on to increase diversity. This is an important lesson. Life is extremely resilient. Life thrives on diversity. Species can diversify without driving others extinct. I don't need to get rid of you so that I can thrive. I can connect with you, coexist with you, and thrive. Stable ecosystems prevent innovation. Closed systems are doomed to not to have any progress and die. Evolution experiments, on the other hand, with designs that are initially poorly adapted, but have a long-term good potentiality. Also, what is important is that nothing is lost. Everything gets integrated. Everything becomes part of the big planetary wisdom that leads the planetary life, to more and more sustainable condition of existence. How can we apply this to our Congress, to our life? Let's not stick to old paradigms. Prenatal sciences can thrive on the diversity of cultures, civilizations, disciplines, findings. That's why the title is prenatal sciences and not only prenatal psychology, because prenatal psychology and prenatal psychiatry is a discipline which can thrive with the findings in other disciplines like, for example, neuroplasticity, neuroscience, or genetics, or biology, or philosophy, or aesthetics, or. Organizations in the field can diversify without driving others extinct. ISPPM can diversify, and so can APA and personal organizations and prenatal sciences partnership can diversify without driving each other or anyone extinct. If we in prenatal sciences become stable systems, then innovation will be prevented and evolution will be stalled. We need to introduce or dare to walk into evolution experiments with organizational designs that are initially poorly adapted but with long-term potential. We need to act bravery. We need to focus today on very special issues. According to SDG 2 and 10, we need to work together and end poverty and reduce inequality. Then, according to SDG 4, we need to provide universal access to high quality education which sustains life. And finally, according to SDGs 3 and 5, we need to look after modern family models and how family decisions are made. Actually, a focus on the human beings making decisions about human life is very important. We live in the Anthropocene. Will we be the ones who will lead the Anthropocene to extinction? Or can we use the experience gained over the past so that we can go to more progress, sustainability of life? I really hope that all of us allow some time, silence, and deep thinking so that we can all connect with what is going on around us, how we are part of all of this that is happening, take responsibility for our impact on the planetary life, move away from narcissistic and need satisfaction, and go together, growing alliances, so that we can support life on this planet. Life is so beautiful. It is so important that today we connect, we join together, we organize all our efforts so that conception, gestation, birth, and development, maturity, and evolution of human and any other form of life on Earth can be guaranteed. Thank you.